I'm a Ukrainian. I'm 41 years old. I work as a marketologist specialist for a law company. I like to spend time with my family.
Perfect. Why did you join our company, our agency?
Почему вы решили к нам?
Это расширит мои возможности, даст возможность познакомиться с новыми интересными людьми и за пределами Украины в том числе.
This will broaden my chances to meet an interesting man and will let me meet someone outside of my country.
That's great. Do you have any preferences what your future husband, what country your future husband can be from?
Нет, у меня нет предпочтений по стране, но, скорее всего, хотелось бы, чтобы это была теплая страна. Северные не очень люблю.
No, I don't have any preference regarding the country, but I would prefer living in a warm country. The northern country is a cold one, so would not be my preference.
Yeah, I don't blame you. It's snowing outside right now, so everybody wants to be in a warm place. That is for sure. That is great. Have you been to our social events?
Нет, я не посещала еще ваши ивенты.
Well, hopefully you'll join it one day.
No, I have never visited your socials.
Perfect. Have you met any of the foreigners, any individual dates on one-on-one?
Да, я была на 2 свиданиях, но пока это не те люди, которых бы я... Вы же вырежете это только? Да. Была на 2 свиданиях, но пока я не почувствовала химии, не почувствовала влечения к этим людям. Поэтому я пока открыта к знакомствам.
Yeah, I've had 2 dates through your company. They were nice, but I didn't feel the chemistry as of now, so I'm still searching.
Hopefully you'll find a special person very soon. And maybe your future husband is watching us right now. Anything you would like to tell him?
Если ты меня сейчас видишь, я тебе очень нравлюсь, то я тебя жду в Украине.
If you see me now and if you really like me, I'm looking forward meeting you in my country.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Guys, that was Miroslava, 220-282. Just send her a letter and meet her in Kiev. Thank you. Thank you. Hello guys, today we're joined by beautiful Christina, profile number 216324. Thank you for joining us today, Christina.
Yeah, my name is Christina. I'm 24 years old and I'm work-life blogger.
Wonderful. So do you have much experience with our website? Have you been to our socials?
Yeah, I had experience and I'm date with man from the site and I have
Hello guys, welcome back to another Monday night webcast. It's good to see you. Well, missed you for the past couple of weeks, so it's good to be back. And today we have a poll question for you. The poll question is, name one thing you would not want to give up for your future bride. See what you guys think about it, because compromise is always very important in a relationship, and see what you're willing to give up. Like there is one story like to tell in this case. We had a client from Texas. He was doing executive services and he was meeting wonderful ladies. He was traveling to meet them, and but before he went, John and Tanya met with him in his home in Texas, and the place still looked like bachelor pad. And Tanya was making the comment that, well, when your future fiance comes here, I'm sure she's gonna change some things around it. And it's like, nope, no girl's gonna change anything in my house. And I said, okay, well, let's see what's gonna happen. So he goes, he meets a bunch of girls. One he falls in love with, and she falls in love with him, and everything is ready, and it's time to, move forward. and he just realized he's not ready for that. His heart is a bachelor. He cannot give up his lifestyle, and he wants to continue doing that. So of course they end up breaking up, broke the poor woman's heart. But that's something you guys need to think about it. Look into your heart and see what you're willing to compromise for the relationship. So send in your answers, and let's talk about it. Also, want to remind you a couple of things. We do have a bunch of seminars coming up. We just had one in Las Vegas, which was great. Thank you guys that came to the seminar. John was very excited to meet all of you, and Tanya and everybody else who came to the seminar. So it was a lot of good information. John was telling me how great that seminar was, and he's looking forward to the upcoming seminars, which, guys, to remind you, you can see the seminar schedule on the website, right at the homepage of loveme.com. But again, I'll remind you one more time. So Dallas, March 22nd, and right after it is Houston, March 23rd. So that weekend, John's gonna be in Texas. And if you're somewhere in the area, I would strongly recommend to just go over. If you're thinking about taking a tour or traveling somewhere on your own, or if you just started corresponding with someone, go over, meet John and Tanya. Those seminars are free. There is food too, that helps always. And for 4 or 5 hours, John's gonna be answering any of your questions about international dating and marriage. And another seminar is gonna be in California, in Los Angeles, in April 19th, the day after my birthday. So yes, that's will be another great seminar. So if you're somewhere in California, or if you feel like flying to, because a lot of guys actually did fly to Vegas, so that was great. So you can come to Los Angeles April 19th for that seminar. And so, quite often we have returning clients, so they share their stories. We have couples quite often, so they tell their stories, how they met each other, what they've been through, as far as the dating process itself, also the immigration process, because it's one thing you meet, but you still have a long journey after that with K1 visa. It takes some time, so a lot of effort, and they tell how to make long distance relationship work, because meeting someone, again, that's only the first step. Then the hard work comes in to keep this relationship going. And we do have a lot of tours coming up this year still. We do have Barranquilla tour, February 13th. It's nearly sold out. I think they have 1 or 2 spots left, but you still can jump on it. There's time. There's a lot of cheap flights to Barranquilla, so if you want to meet someone special on Valentine's Day, our first social is going to be on Valentine's Day, so which is amazing. So you can go there. And we do have a Davao tour, March 6th. And on the same day, we'll also have another Colombian tour starting up, Medellin, Colombia, March 6th, another great destination. And of course, we do have Ukraine tour, which we decided to expand it a little bit more this time and take more guys than last time. Last time we took 10. Right now we have already more guys than that sign up, so we're probably thinking taking few more guys, so you still have time to jump on Odessa Kiev tour March 13th. And for those of you guys that's been asking if you're gonna have more tours this year, yes, we will. We're finalizing the date, so it looks like we're gonna have one in July. So in case if somehow you cannot make it on the March tour, which I understand can be a little bit of short notice for some of you, but there is a summer tour, and hopefully the situation in Ukraine changes. I don't know if Ukraine will become a fly zone again, because it is still no fly zone. You cannot fly there, so you'd have to use the ground transportation to get to your destination. But hopefully maybe by then something will change, and hopefully you'll be able to fly to Ukraine. But again, I don't make any promises here. It's obviously not up to me. So guys, you can see the tour schedule on the website. If you have any questions about it, you can also give us a call in the main office. We'll be happy to answer that. In the meantime, we do have very interesting video of Joe and his experience. So let's watch the video and get back to your poll questions answers right after that.
They called me and say, this perfect guy, he's good looking. And I asked, so how old is he? He's 61. I said, no, sorry, no.
See, guys? Started off just like everybody else going on tours.
Came in full police uniform. He's a cop. He comes in my office with the radio, the police and everything. He's like, "Are you John Adams?" I'm like, "No."
Been asked to start leading the tours, which I did. I did that for quite a few times. I met a lot of beautiful women. Don't hit me.
I put an age like 55 maximum. They said, okay, he's 61. 61 was. I said no.
Yeah, I was 61 at the time.
Yeah, I said no. They called me 5 times every day. They kissed it, and they say he's in great shape. He doesn't look like 61. Can we send you a picture? I said yes. Okay, send me a picture. They sent me a picture when he was standing like this, start glasses, and I was asking these girls like, is he Mexican? Yes. I said, oh my God, 61 Mexican guy, no. So they try, and they say, okay, can we give your number to him so we can just start talking? I said, yes, okay. Can you have a coffee with him? I said yes, because I knew what an idiot will come during a and it's impossible. That's why I said yes, sure. And he came. We started chatting, and that talks was so easygoing. So we had connection very quickly, very quickly. So his sense of humor, like his behavior, how he treated me even in messages, he didn't bother me at all.
So you had a preconception of what you wanted, and when they described you to me, you're like,
So
yeah, it's not what I'm looking for. But then when you met me,
No, I felt already something during chat.
during that,
Yeah, during our chat, I felt, yeah, it can work. I was thinking it can work, yes. And first video call I made first, I called with video to him. I wanted to check how he's in real.
yeah, she caught me by surprise.
Yes, he was in his uniform, which I hate. I just don't like it. And
Believe that woman doesn't think
slightly. He grabbed his hand like this, driving, and sometimes looking at me. Always with some glasses, but okay. And then he was talking, not smiling. I was thinking, he doesn't have front teeth. Because this is his smile, these teeth small.
So she made me show my teeth.
So, but after that, we were talking every day, even with the time difference, it didn't stop us. So my morning, his evening. And after that month, he just said, okay, I'm coming. I said, oh, well, really, in Ukraine? She said, yeah, in Kyiv, I will come. I want to see you in real. He came, yes, and you see what happened. And I recognized him at once, of course.
Tell them the good part. What happened?
Yeah, he's cutting up, and I see he's getting shorter. I was just focusing on he just wanted to see his eyes, his face, how he will accept me, how he will feel me. And I was also with sunglasses. And we are looking at each other, and I don't notice what's going on around me. I just wanna go ahead to him, and I didn't see that girl woman going with her luggage, and I ran into him, trap over the luggage, lying pyjamas, just like that.
So she's been here now for over 2 years. We spent over 2 years together. I'm glad we took that time because we really got to know each other well. And because we even spoke about this after we got married, it was like nothing really changed at all. We're just
Everyone,
because it felt like we were
everyone
already
is
married.
asking, okay, how do you feel to be married like a wife, like a husband? And we said, not much difference, just rings, just
the
that's
rings.
it, and my new last name.
Yes, we did get married in Las Vegas. Okay, we wanted to do it quickly, so we figured, yeah, we'll do the Vegas thing. And she says to me, now, is this for real? I said, well, even if we get married by Elvis, it's going to be real. Because I guess you thought that.
We have like suspicious about that getting married in Vegas because all these movies about Vegas, like hangouts and everything, and especially when Elvis doing ceremonies.
Elvis wasn't.
First question: is it real? Is it official? And he said, "Don't worry. Yeah, we will have a certificate, marriage certificate." And we were preparing for that. Going to marriage bureau, fill out papers and everything. So it took some time.
The Reverend comes out and goes, Joseph Brager? I go, yes. And he goes, my name is Bruce Wayne. And I'm thinking, and he goes, before you laugh, before you say anything, yes, that is my real name. So the Reverend that's on that video, his name is Bruce Wayne.
That was a video of Joe and Marina's stories. So in case if you missed last week's webcast, so that's how they met. A little bit of that seminar in Vegas. Hopefully you didn't miss that one, but again, you still have opportunity to attend more of those seminars. And actually, I was gonna talk about one more tour that, for the first time we're doing this tour. It's a tour to Shanghai, China. So it's gonna be starting on April 3rd. So we've been going to China for quite some years, and we had a lot of tours to Shenzhen, but we've never been to Shanghai. And this tour is also a little bit different because a lot of those ladies majority of them that's gonna be attending the socials, and we're gonna do it also more than 2 socials on this tour. It's gonna be a little different structure, and a lot of those ladies are well educated, highly professional, very successful financially, but they're having a hard time to find a man in their local area simply because they were successful. So that's why they're expanding their horizons and they want to meet guys from other countries. So they really want to meet you there. So if you guys wanted to go to China, Shanghai will be a great tour. So you can call us, you can call Michelle, and she can give you more details about it. That's going to be, again, a little different than what we've done before. So don't miss the opportunity. That will be a great tour to take. All right, so let's see what we have for the poll questions and answers. Don says, welcome Anna tonight. Well, it's good to be back. Blue says, good evening Don, Kevin, and of course Anna. Well, good to hear from you again. Fabrizio, answer to poll question. I won't give up my dog. She's my loyal companion. And it is, I totally agree, it's it's very, very, very important. And sometimes it happens when you meet someone and she has an allergy to fur, or just afraid of dogs or cats, so whatever it is. So sometimes a pet can be in the middle and create a lot of drama and tension in relationships. So it's a good thing that you cover this in the beginning. Like on your first date, you obviously can ask her hey, do you have any pets? What do you think of dogs? Because if she's definitely against the dogs, you just save your time. No matter how nice she is, just don't go forward. Don't go on the second date, and go see somebody who's cool with that, and for whom your furry friend will not be an issue. And so it's something to talk about. It's actually a very good point. So guys, yes, it's something you want to cover probably on the first or second date, because it is a deal breaker. Blue poll question. Won't give up my grandkids? Well, yes, it's even worse than dogs. Yes, you cannot give up on your family members, but I'm lucky my wife loves them. Yeah, that's another thing. So kids, grandkids, you also want to make sure that your future partner gets along with all of them. So in order to do that, you can always introduce them via video calls, because it's going to take some time for her visa to come through before she comes to States or whatever country you live in. So it's gonna be probably about a year before she can come to the States on a fiancé visa. So you have all the time in the world to do all the video calls, to show her where you live, your house, your area. So that's another thing she needs to understand where she's moving to. So for example, she's from a big city and she's moving to much smaller place, right? You know, in the United States and a lot of states, like public transportation is not very well developed. A lot of ladies don't know how to drive, not willing to drive, so she can be very, very isolated. So those things you need to discuss. And also, again, as we talked about family, kids, and grandkids, you want to introduce them before she comes here. So before the face-to-face meeting. So if there's any issues, any tension, you can also address that in case if your family doesn't like her. That's something you want to discuss with them before she gets here, and they need to be, you know, on the same page with you. They need to support you with all this, because quite often, you know, family can be against it. You know, they can start telling those horror stories they've heard on the internet. Oh, she's gonna come here and marry you for green card and leave you in whatever in 3 months, which is, you know, those stories for the most of it have no grounds, but they, you know, they've heard it from a friend of a friend of a friend, which the story's not real, but they're gonna be worried because they love you, and they care about you and they want you to be happy, but also, you know, they can start bringing those things up, and it can damage your relationship. So that's something to address. All right, let's see what else we have. We're nothing without a woman. Well, it's definitely important to have a life partner, but you also need to be prepared to have this life partner. So if there is some groundwork you need to do before you go and meet her, so because she also needs to fit in your lifestyle, so yeah, just do some reflection before you jump on the plane and go anywhere. Talk about it, think about it. Dave, who is the lady next to Marina in glasses? I'm assuming we're talking about Uliana, Gena's wife. So Uliana used to work for our office in Kiev, one of our affiliate partners in Kiev. She used to work as an interpreter, and that's, well, they met with Gena, and they've been married for a couple of years now. So yes, and if you have actually any questions for Uliana, you can always just call the office. She works here as well. So she does a lot of video calls, so she can share a lot of good insights, good information for you guys. So she's going to be a great person to talk to. Daniel, welcome back, Anna. Again, it's good to be back. Crazy 8, will you be leading a tour in Ukraine, Anna, and other multiple people that lead tours in Kiev? So the next one, the March one, that's going to be Anna Stewart, Odessa office manager, doing that. So we already have that set. I don't know which one I'm going to be doing, so I don't know. As far as the July, we have not looked that far into the future who's going to be doing that one. I mean, it's 50-50. I might be doing the July tour, but again, we don't even have the dates yet. So one step at a time. So I was talking to John about it, the tour schedule. So most likely we're gonna do July and probably September, and November we'll, you know, see, it's gonna be up for grabs. But July, well, 99% chance is gonna be also Odessa, Kiev. And September we have not decided if it's Odessa or Kiev, or we decide to do both. So I guess we'll just decide on that a little later and see how situation in Ukraine develops. So a lot we'll see, it depends on how the war situation goes, the safety, the logistics. Again, hopefully one day soon Ukraine will become fly zone again. It will solve so many issues, because it stops a lot of guys right now from traveling to Ukraine. That's not necessarily even the war situation, it's just the logistics, because if you go to Kiev, you would need to fly to Poland and then take this 20 hours overnight train into Kiev, which is not that big of a deal. It's doable, but it's a lot of extra time you spend on, you know, so you basically spend 4 days traveling, and a lot of guys just don't have that much time off. So it's, you know, 4 days of traveling, and you also need to be in Ukraine long enough to meet someone, to start relationships. So sadly, it's just a lot of guys cannot take like 3 weeks vacation. So the limit that in the past, you know, you can do a week, you know, just fly in Kiev, you know, 15 hours, you're there, you do what you need to do. Some guys would even like fly for a weekend, which a little too short in my opinion, but hey, do whatever you can do, right? So at least go meet someone. It's still better than be keyboard Romeo and write endless letters. So it's very, very important. And all right, more questions from Will. How do these ladies get verified before you put them on the site? That's a very good question. So all the profiles you see on the website, they all been verified. We get a copy of government issued ID when a lady signs up. So we get a copy of her passport, we store it on file. If she signs up physically in the office, that's even better. So our staff get to sit down with her, interview her, and so we can do better matchmaking to understand what she's looking for. If she sign up online, because we have only so many offices and we have ladies from all over the place joining the site. So in this case, we do a video with them, a video interview with them. So our staff also calls the lady to make sure that passport information matches her photo, so it's really the same person. And if they have any concerns, like that her photo's like way different from the person they talk in the videos, they're just gonna decline profile and not gonna put her on the website. So in the same things, you're gonna talk to her and ask what she's looking for and all other helpful information that we can put in her profile, help her complete her profile, and they'll put the profile on the website. Usually it takes, normally it's actually a long process, so it's not instant. Usually verification process takes 2 to 4 weeks on our end before we post a profile. Although with that being said, we do not verify a lady's English level. So if she says she speaks good English, well, we're not gonna give her English test. So we're just gonna take her word for that. And I do a lot of video calls too, and I see that in ladies' profile, for example, it can say fair English, but I'm like, and then she goes and I don't even need to translate. She just speaks English right there. And sometimes her English level in profile would say good or excellent, but nope, she definitely needs interpreter's help. So that's a little bit of a gamble when it comes to English level, but if we take it as at the face value, normally when it says fair English, it means the lady really does not speak it. She'll understand a couple words here and there of what you're saying, but she will not be able to really say anything back. Good English, she's good enough to have a conversation, but although she still might need the interpreter's help here and there because she's not really fluent. And quite often ladies also like to bring interpreter on a date for safety reasons too, because you never know. They also, you hear horror stories, they hear horror stories. And like today I got email from Mexico office, and poor lady was complaining about horrible experience she had on a date with the guy, and she said, you should vent, you guys. I'm not sure how we can do it, but she was complaining the guy just got drunk on a date and just acting not like a gentleman, and just was, the whole experience was very weird and scary for her. So of course I'm sure going forward she's gonna bring an interpreter just to make sure the man is normal, not a Ted Bundy, she's gonna get home safe in one piece. So yes, so I'm just saying, guys, when you see a lady says good English in profile but she wants to come with interpreter, don't take it badly, don't take it personal, just understand that and just let it be so. Interpretation services like $20-30 an hour depending on the country. So it's okay. I mean, $20 I'm sure is not gonna be a deal breaker for you, but it will help to get to know the lady you're meeting, and she will trust you more. It will help your conversations, and it's a good investment in the long run. Or in the Philippines, ladies do speak English, but they quite often prefer to bring a chaperone, like a family member on a day, or a friend, just again for safety reasons. Make sure everything is okay. So yeah, guys, don't be surprised when that happens. I know it can be a little awkward, for the first time when you sit on a date, you, interpreter, and a woman, or chaperone, it's like 3 people at the table, but okay, you'll get used to it. Again, that worth the effort to meet a good woman. All right, let's see what else we have here. Another one. I see a poll on YouTube. Would you marry your Slavic match even if both of you can communicate in the same language? It made me curious how common it is to see someone marry a lady without being able to communicate with words alone. Does it happen often? Actually, yes, it does happen often, but remember, people don't get married on a day 3 after they met. They meet, in the beginning they use interpreter, then you just talk directly on Viber or WhatsApp. Viber has built-in translation feature, so she sends you a message, you click on it, it translates it automatically into English. So you have the conversation, and there is the headset. So once you stop using the interpreter, you have the headset. And I've heard it's pretty good. I haven't used it myself, and just built-in translation feature too. So it's also a wonderful tool. Google Translate, good old-fashioned Google Translate always helps. So when people want to get to know each other, they will find a way. And again, remember, K1 visa takes about a year or so before she comes to the States. She has a year to learn English, and you're talking daily, so she's picking up English pretty fast. You can sign her up for a class, just pay for her classes, so she's gonna be taking that and being prepared. So as long as two people want to make it happen, it will happen. All right, some more questions. Paul, I've heard Ukrainian women view men using the service to date multiple ladies as sex tours. Do you find that to be true when you lead a tour? Some ladies can be concerned, and again, as I said, they also hear horror stories that guys go there just to, just sleep with multiple women and never to be seen again. Which in reality, it does happen here and there. And I can, we had to kick guys out of the tour for that more than one time. So it's, when it becomes obvious that the guys there for the wrong reason, we'll have to make a right move. But yes, that happens. And ladies can get frustrated when they hear that you go on more dates, even though they understand you're there to meet your future life partner, and sometimes it takes more than 1 or 2 dates to find this person. So if she's really upset about it, that you go and see someone else, becomes possessive, well, it's probably not your person. Then go meet more people. There's plenty of people for you to meet, and I'm sure your future life partner will be more understanding. And Ukrainians can be fatalistic in a way, like saying, if it's a destiny, so if you're my destiny, you will come back to me. So go meet all those ladies. If we're the right match, you'll remember me and you'll come back for me. So just look at it this way. All right, see what else? More questions. Answer to poll question. What one thing you're not willing to give up? My hobbies, being outdoors and playing pickleball. Yeah, I don't know if every lady will like a pickleball, even though it's a very fun game. I tried it so many times. It's a great exercise. It can be a lot of fun, but people have different hobbies too. So as long as you allow her to continue her hobbies, I'm sure she'll be very cool as you continue your hobbies too. And as far as outdoors, a lot of people are up for that and really enjoy that. But if she's not into it, then you can compromise around it. You need to give up, but if you like camping, you can always go hike or camp, with your friends at times. And if she's not up for sleeping in a tent in the middle of forest, that's not for everybody. No, let her have a fun weekend with her girlfriends while you go hang out, with the guys and go camping. So I'm sure both of you can benefit from it. All right, Isaac, how do we meet women in Brazil? It's a good question, but we do not have an office in Brazil and not planning it in the nearest future. We probably gonna have an office in Argentina, actually working it as we speak. So we're trying to open now office there now, but it's gonna take some time before we get it going. So it's not gonna be really ready tomorrow. As far as Brazil, there is not even plans in place, so I don't think there are going to be any offices this year at least, or maybe longer. We have some profiles of the ladies in Brazil that sign up, but they're a little bit all over the map, and there's not too many of them, so it's hard enough for us to plan a tour there in the future or do anything else. If you write into someone in Brazil, you definitely can travel and meet her. My suggestion would be, before you commit to such trip, do a video call with this woman. Because we never recommend to travel to meet only one individual, because you don't know how it's gonna go. There might not be no connection, Yes, letters can be nice, and you build up this perfect image in your head, how you totally compatible, but then, just go on a real date and see face to face, and you find out, she's not as ideal as you're thinking about it, and the same thing, she's like, yeah, you said it sounded nice in letters, but just not feeling the chemistry, connection's not there, or something else she doesn't like. You find out something about the future that not compatible. For example, she wants kids, so you don't want to have kids, or something else. Lifestyle is different, so you just don't want to fly all the way to Brazil just to go on one date. So have more people in mind too, and but at least do video call with her, see her face to face, see if there's it's really worth that trip. So again, that applies for any destination, no matter where you're going to meet one or two ladies. Video calls is strongly recommended. Blue. And no Ted Bundy's, how about Jeffrey Dahmer's? Well, Jeffrey Dahmer is a little bit... I don't think it's... you can meet Jeffrey Dahmer through our service. He was not interested in women, so I don't think he would be signing up with us anyway. J-Boy. Question. I haven't had success to write letters. Is it possible for me to send AFA staff... Oh, hold on. 1 second. Almost... AFA staff short list of ladies 3 and AFA staff know me from previous tour to see if maybe a good match. Thank you. Well, the problem is, okay, maybe some staff members will remember you, but again, remember we deal with a lot of guys, and it's really hard to remember everybody. So don't rely on staff members that well and that they know you that well, because look, I mean, there's they deal with hundreds and hundreds of guys every year, so it's really hard to remember everybody's story. And second, it's not like they know every lady personally. In some offices they're a little bit better at matchmaking because the ladies sign up in the office, they get to know them a little bit better than others. But like, for example, if we're talking about Kiev, and imagine you took a tour to Kiev, so chances that again Helen will remember your personality that well from a previous tour is very slim. And second, she doesn't know, there's like 3 to 5,000 profiles over there, so chances that Helen knows every woman and will be able to give you feedback on that, unfortunately not. Maybe something you can consider is our executive service. That's when we do personalized matchmaking services. You give us your list, and then you're gonna be assigned a personal matchmaker who's gonna be working with you and contacting ladies and showing them your video and figuring out, if two of you are a good match, then yes. But otherwise, just don't write letters, go on a tour and meet people face to face. My wife doesn't speak English and I don't speak Spanish. But with Google Translate, we make it work. Exactly. So where is a will, there is a way. So there is so much technology available nowadays to help you make it work. You do a Zoom call and there is also AI translation. I haven't tried to use it, but one of those days I should just give it a test and see how well it does the job. But yeah, you guys will figure out as long as you're willing. All right, let's see what other things we have. Learning as much as I can about my lady's culture and language would be very important to me. And I totally agree. I guess it's good to do homework. At least I read the Wikipedia article about the country that you go to, so you have a general idea. Because again, I have guys going to Ukraine, they don't even know Kiev is the capital of Ukraine. You probably want to at least learn very, very, very basic thing about the place you're going to, at least the capital of the country, and of course it's, at least take 15 minutes to read on the internet about traditions, so you don't do accidentally something that's offensive. So homework, it's good to read, it's good to study. It's good to maybe learn at least a few words or phrases in ladies' native languages, because girls like it, when you at least try to say privet, at least you're showing some effort, so it's good. So whatever country you're going to, if you're going to Colombia, just learn, at least 2-3 phrases in Spanish. Ladies will appreciate it. Learn how to say, oh, you're very beautiful in her native language. So you say in a compliment, and even if your lady doesn't speak English, you say it in her native language, she'll be pleasantly surprised. Okay. George, I won't give up football or tacos. Well, you definitely don't need to give up tacos. I mean, you can eat whatever you want, right? If she doesn't like Mexican food, well, she can eat something else, whatever she likes. So you don't need to share the love for Mexican food. But as far as football, hopefully you won't have to give up, and she will be very, very understanding that every Sunday is a football day, and you're gonna be glued to TV. And again, I'm a big football fan myself, so I totally understand. But hopefully she will be very supportive of this hobby, and if she's really totally against that, maybe there's something you can compromise on. Again, maybe she can go hang out with girlfriends or find the time, like every Sunday she'll do her hobby, whatever her hobby is. Just, while you're watching your team, she can go something else. And then she comes home, you're happy, she's happy, everybody's happy, and you just continue with your happy family weekend. Daniel, anyone here dated identical twins? Well, I don't know, guys, have you dated identical twins? I've seen there are two twin girls at the last social in Kiev. Guys really enjoyed them, just taking pictures, but I don't think they end up dating anyone. But at least not that I know of. Divs, I know some Russian and zero Ukrainian. Will ladies be upset if I speak to them in Russian? No, I mean, yeah, I think they will be understanding, So, a lot of guys learned a bit of Russian in the past, so it's kind of hard to relearn a whole new language because of what happened. So I don't think there will be. And if she feels offended, then she'll just tell you that, and just don't. It's okay. When I do video calls, I don't speak Ukrainian, so I always have to run it by ladies, like, hey, is it okay? So I do translation in Russian, and if she's not comfortable with it, like, no problem, let me switch interpreter. So I'm gonna call somebody else, and just somebody else will do the call. So that happens. But again, I totally understand. They don't have to speak Russian if they're not comfortable. CG. It is very easy for the Slavic woman to learn English. I met my wife in July and enrolled her into a college class, and by November she was speaking good English. Cody, yes. Exactly, guys, that's another. So she will be learning English before she comes here, but community college and ESL classes is a great tool. They're really free or just very minimal charge, so you sign her up. Like when my dad came to the States, I signed him up for a community college class. He was taking it. And in his class, he was the only Russian guy, everybody else immigrants from all over the world, so nobody spoke English, but he had a blast, he enjoyed it, learning background of people he was in class and trying to communicate, and he was doing his homework, and he was picking up pretty fast, and he was older guy, he was in his 60s, so it's kind of hard to start, new language when you're 60-something. But he was doing just great, it was a big progress. And I'm sure, and when, you bring your fiance, your wife to the States, I'm sure she's going to be much younger than mid-60s, so it's much easier to learn it when you're younger, so she'll learn it in no time, so don't worry about it. CG, I strongly recommend that her learning English that is discussed before. If not, she will be isolated, will become bored, and then later depression. Yes, of course, it's very, very important for her to be able to communicate with other people. I'm sure she will find local friends in your area that speak Russian, Ukrainian, whatever, Spanish, whatever her native language is. But yes, also, you would need to help her with that. And talk about it before she comes, and you can do the research and tell her, hey, here's the classes you can take, here's that, because she also would need to become, most likely she'll need to become friends with your friends, your family, so she needs to communicate with them, so you need to really, really help her with that. Tommy, are you anticipating Americans to receive pushback traveling overseas due to our president? I don't think it's gonna, Trump already was a president, and I don't think it affected anybody's travel experiences during his first term, so I think should be okay. Plus, you can discuss the politics with people you meet if you like, but I strongly recommend against that. It's not a good conversation first or second or third, whatever date, so keep religion and politics out of your conversation with people when you first meet them. Brian, hi Anna, welcome back. I'm planning a trip to Playa del Carmen around the springtime. I know that's going against the grain as far as meeting just one woman, but I have a good feeling about this girl. Do you know any hotels nearby that you can provide, or I'm on my own with that? Well, since we don't have an office in Playa del Carmen, it doesn't really matter for us where you stay. So book whatever you like, just whatever has a good deal, and find a good resort that pictures that you like. Just book that resort, let us know where you're staying, and we're gonna try to schedule your first date somewhere nearby. I don't know if she can come to resort or not, because usually quite often external guests not allowed to the territory. But anyway, we'll try to work it out, and just let us know where you're staying, so it's not a big deal. Yeah, guys, remember, only office in Mexico we have is in Mexico City, so neither Cancun or Playa del Carmen, we don't have staff there. So a meeting will be coordinated remotely by Mexico City staff. As all set the time, place, and all this type of stuff. They can find the interpreter that will be translated, make sure the IMBRA form is signed correctly, and all that, but they're just not going to be present at that date. And Jeff says, hi guys. Well, hi Jeff. Renee, Anna, most ladies appear young, 30s. Is this intentional, or more mature ladies not interested in the social? Well, first of all, ladies look so great, you can even, hardly guess their age. You think she's in her 30s, but she could be in her mid 40s or even late 40s. Ladies look that great. But also, age of the ladies depends on the guys that we have attending the tour, because every tour participant submit a list of ladies that he would like to see at the social. So, so we invite whom they requested us to invite, and if get a lot of guys in their 40s, 50s, most likely majority of the ladies will be in their 30s. They're gonna be some in their 20s, and then there'll be some in the 40s, but yeah. So it depends how diverse of a group we have. Walter, do many women in Ukraine know that the service exists? I'm sure by now a lot of them did hear about international dating, specifically about our company, but international dating been around for quite some time, actually, really since, we've been in business for 30 years, so they've been around. So yes, I've heard that at least they know someone, like maybe a girlfriend who joined the service, maybe met someone through it, so it's not that unheard of. That's why Ukraine we had such a big database, because a lot of ladies were just really interested in finding a life partner. SG, most women that attend socials are in their 20s and 30s, very little in 40s, and not anything after that age group. This is only for Ukraine, as my experience. Yes, again, there is a majority of ladies, I would say, in their 30s, but there's quite a few in their 20s. There are more and more ladies in their 40s, because guys that finally started inviting ladies, a little bit older, which is good. But again, you can never, it's really hard to guess the age of the ladies, because they take such a good care of themselves and good genetics, and yeah. So you can think she's in her 30s, but come and ask her, hey, or you can have your interpreter to come over to her and just ask, hey, how old are you? And your interpreter can also work the room for you, so you can tell her, like, hey, I'm looking for 35 to 45, the woman who does not want to have kids, just give your criteria, whatever it is, and your interpreter will just be walking around and talking to girls and see who matches your criteria, and then yeah, could be a good fit, and bring you over and introduce you. So Daniel, they all look young, even the older ones. Yeah, again, great genetics. Women who take a really good care of themselves. Beauty industry is huge in Eastern Europe. It's huge. So yes, women put so much time and effort and a lot of money in their appearances too. So actually, when they come here, they're quite shocked how much that stuff costs here, because it's way cheaper over there. So when they come here and they, used to all the beauty procedures, and they're trying to do it here, it's like, how much it costs? How much? So they're quite shocked. So now it's like for example, at least in Phoenix area, was a lot of girls that moved from Ukraine as on a refugee program. Like, now we have good beauty specialists here. So finally there is something to choose from, and the prices got down a little bit better. So yeah, it's a little easier nowadays, but still. Paul, how often do you see a guy dating just one woman during his trip find success? Really not very often. Miracles happen, but it's a miracle. It's the same chance if you go to the lottery ticket booth and buy, one lottery ticket. You can hit a jackpot. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. Miracles happen, but I don't know. Just I'm really, really trying to think of the last case like this, and absolutely nothing comes to my mind. So have a plan B. Always be prepared. If you really want to go travel to meet this one lady, go. But at least have a additional list of girls that you can give to our staff that they can call on a short notice and try to arrange more meetings for you. So better be over prepared than under prepared. Okay. More questions. Since Mexico City is closed, why Mexico City is closed? What other country can I take a tour so I can meet Slavic ladies if I can travel to Odessa? Well, we canceled the last tour to Mexico City just for logistical purposes. Something came up and we just couldn't do that specific tour. But it's not going to be an issue going forward. Everything else should be as planned. So Mexico City tour is still on board. There's just one tour we had to cancel. Things happen. Where I can meet Slavic ladies, we can travel to Odessa, we can travel to Kiev. But no, of course, if you want to meet Slavic ladies, you really do need to travel to Ukraine. There are some Slavic Ukrainian ladies that relocated to Europe because of the war, but that's also the same situation like as it was Brazil, because ladies all over the map, so you're most likely going to be traveling to meet one or two ladies, and just success rate in those situations just not very high. I really don't recommend it, but if you really feel like doing it, be my guest, but just be prepared. That's going to be logistically a bit challenging. You're going to be traveling to different countries. Imagine you meeting one girl in Ireland, or one girl, in France, one girl in Poland. It's quite a distance between the locations. And also, when you book your tickets, you already need to have a game plan in mind. So you need to know how many days you're going to be in Ireland, how many days you're going to be in Paris, how many days you're going to be in Poland. But then you go on this first date with this girl and it doesn't work out, and you're stuck here in Paris for 4 days because you already paid for that hotel. But you'd rather go back to Ireland to meet the first girl you met because you had a better connection. But again, you already prepaid your flights to Poland, so it's kind of hard to make changes at the last moment like this. You cannot go with the flow. Versus like if you go to Ukraine, again, Odessa, Kiev, whatever, right? There are a bunch of people available, so you don't need to travel anywhere. You're staying in one place, and you can adjust your schedule to lady's schedule. And if everything works out with that first lady, great. If not, you're flexible. You can meet so many other people. So chances you'll find the one is way, way higher when you go to the area where we have a lot of people. All right. A few more questions. Pretty much the same question. Do women in their 20s, 20-something, attend socials? Yes, I do. There are quite a few of them. So but as I said, a lot depends on the age of the guys attending the tour. Fred, do you think a Ukrainian girl from Kiev or Odessa would be willing to move to a smaller town in America outside of a major city? Well, that's something you would need. I would say yes, but of course everybody's different, so I can't generalize for the entire 7 million population of Kiev, right? But also you need to keep in mind that a lot of people who live in Kiev are not from Kiev. They moved there for different reasons, for work, for economical reasons, and maybe she wants to live in a small town, but in her small town there is no work. So that's why she moved to Kiev, and all she wants to get back to her small town. So it's very individual, and especially now because of the war, so many people from the eastern borders relocated to Kiev again to be further away from what they experienced in a war zone. So you need to talk to people. King, isn't Ukraine at war? Not sure if the footage you have behind you is recent. Yes, that's actually the footage is actually more. Well, this one Colombia, yeah, but shortly before that it was Ukraine, and it was my November tour. So I was there in November. So it was very, 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 yeah. That's Kiev social in the end of November. It was a great social. I really liked it. We had about 100 ladies there. It was a great venue. Guys were great. So I think everybody had fun. At least that's what they said. So people met each other. So it was good. And again, looking forward to have another tour in March. So guys, going. And if you can make a group tour, we have individual tours. Or you can do it at any time, except the times when we have a group tour town. Yes, why the ladies all get professional photos in Ukraine? Well, first of all, why not? It's cheap and it's fun. When I go to Eastern Europe, I go do a bunch of professional photo shoots because why not? It's interesting. To get dressed up, to do the makeup, and just spend an hour in the photo studio. It's a great experience. I heard they're getting scammed by photographers. Their pics are sold to sites. Well, the cases can be. It can happen in some cases, but I have not heard of too many of it. I'm sure out of the thousands photographer that's in Kyiv, there could be a couple of bad apples here and there, but usually it's not an issue. How do I know the ladies are real here? Because it's not like ladies just send us their photos and we don't do any verification. We do verification. We get a copy of their passport. We do a video call to make sure everything matches. The ID matches their faces, matches their pictures, and it's the same person. So we want to make sure, it's obviously very real people on the site. Anna, as you said before, you don't just date the first woman. And again, if it's a first woman you meant to be with, great, but just go meet others just to be sure. Because you can go on the first date and meet this woman oh, she's the one. But then you go meet another woman oh, no, she's the one. And you go on a third date and go, no, but she is the one. So just go meet people, It will help your dating experience. Also, practice makes it perfect. It will help you avoid a lot of dating mistakes. So go practice. All right, guys, I think that is all questions we have for tonight. Looking forward to seeing you next week. Next week we're going to be joined by several beautiful ladies from Peru. So guys, you can talk to them, see the real people, and ask them questions and hopefully go meet them in person soon. All right, I will see you next Monday. Thank you for watching.
They called me and say, this perfect guy, he's good looking. And I asked, so how old is he? He's 61. I said, no, sorry, no.
See, guys? Started off just like everybody else, going on tours.
Came in full police uniform. He's a cop. He comes in my office with the radio, the police and everything. He's like, are you John Adams? I'm like, no.
Then asked to start leading the tours, which I did. I did that for quite a few times. I met a lot of beautiful women. Don't hit me.
I put an age 55 maximum. They said, okay, please 61. 61 was, I said no.
Yeah, I was 61 at the time. Yeah.
I said no. They call me 5 times every day. They kissed it, and they say, he's in great shape. He doesn't look like 61. Can we send you a picture? I said, yes, okay, send me a picture. They sent me a picture when he was standing like this, start the glasses, and I was asking these girls is he Mexican? Yes. I said, oh my God, 61 Mexican guy, no. So they try, and they say, okay, can we give your number to him so we can just start talking? I said, yes, okay. Can you have a coffee with him? I said yes. Because I knew what an idiot will come during a and it's impossible. That's why I said yes, sure. And he came. We started chatting, and that talks was so easygoing. So we had connection very quickly. Mm-hmm. Very quickly. So his sense of humor, his behavior, how he treated me even in messages, he didn't bother me at all.
So you had a preconception of what you wanted and what when they described you to me, you're like,
So
yeah, it's not for what I'm looking for. But then when you met me,
No, I felt already something during chat.
during that,
Yeah, during our chat, I felt, yeah, it can work. I was thinking it can work, yes. And first video call I made first, I called with video to him. I wanted to check how he's in real.
yeah, she caught me by surprise.
Yes, he was in his uniform, which I hate. I just don't like it. And
Leave that home. It doesn't.
slightly. He grabbed his hand like this, driving, and sometimes looking at me. Always with some glasses, but okay. And then he was talking, not smiling. I was thinking, he doesn't have front teeth? Because this is his smile, these teeth more.
So she made me show my teeth.
So, but after that, we were talking every day, even with the time difference, it didn't stop us. So my morning, his evening, and after that month, he just said, "Okay, I'm coming." I said, "Oh, well, really, in Ukraine?" She said, "Yeah, in Kyiv, I will come. I want to see you in real." He came, yes, and you see what happened. And I recognized him at once, of course.
Tell them the good part. What happened?
Yeah, he's cutting up, and I see he's getting shorter. I was just focusing on he just wanted to see his eyes, his face, how he will like accept me, how he will feel me. And I was also with sunglasses. And we are looking at each other, and I don't notice what's going on around me. I just wanna go ahead to him, and I didn't see that gone woman going with her luggage, and I ran into him, trapped over the baggage, lying just like that.
So she's been here now for over 2 years. We spent over 2 years together. I'm glad we took that time because we really got to know each other well. And because we even spoke about this after we got married, it was like nothing really changed at all. We're just, because it felt like we were
everyone is
married.
asking, okay, how do you feel to be married like a wife, like a husband? And we said, not much difference, just rings. Just
the
that's
rings.
it, and my new last name.
Yes, we did get married in Las Vegas. Okay, we wanted to do it quickly, so we figured, yeah, we'll do the Vegas thing. And she says to me, now, is this for real? I said, well, even if we get married by Elvis, it's going to be real. Because I guess you thought that...
We have suspicious about that getting married in Vegas because all these movies about Vegas, like hangouts and everything, and especially when Elvis. Doing ceremonies.
Elvis wasn't.
First question: is it real? Is it official? And he said, "Don't worry. Yeah, we will have a certificate, marriage certificate." And we were preparing for that. Going to marriage bureau, fill out papers and everything. So it took some time.
The Reverend comes out and goes, "Joseph Brager?" I go, "Yes." And he goes, my name is Bruce Wayne. And I'm thinking, and he goes, "Before you laugh, before you say anything, yes, that is my real name." So the Reverend that's on that video, his name is Bruce Wayne.